Hey everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers Pregame, presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app, use code PHLY365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games for the evening. Joining me, it's Mr. Flyperbole himself. That's right, it's Steve Jaco. Steve, great to see you again.
Hey, Bill, I'm hot to go tonight. Let's go. Flyers hockey, Capitals. The Flyers playing the first place Capitals. Does it get any better than this? We're all excited, right?
Divisional showdown. I mean, this is a big one, Steve.
Would you call this a rivalry night, Bill?
I would. It's not. It's Thursday, right? It's not Wednesday. It's not Wednesday night rivalry
night. I don't know what the nights
night
are anymore.
Yeah.
All these Flyers games blend together because it's just mush right now. It's just mush.
They haven't scored in forever. Like I was just cruising the timeline to see if there'd been any lines or anything announced yet, and I just go by Jordan Halls. I'm scrolling, and it's like, the power play. It's 0 for the last 23. Is
that all?
It's 0 for 23 in March. 5 for 57 in the last 25 games.
If you told me they were 0 for 100, I'd believe you.
Yeah, I can't, honestly, it's wild that they have any power play goals this season, but Matvei Michkov's pretty good.
Yes.
And that's really what we are looking at tonight. It is Michkov v. Ovechkin. And that's pretty much all we have to hang our hats on here, Steve.
I'm hoping Ovi breaks the record tonight. I mean, like, at least we'd see history. The crowd would see something fun.
He's 8 shy. We're going to talk about Ovi, obviously, in a minute. But he's 8 shy of breaking Gretzky's record. And Jackie Spiegel puts out this morning, like, an article, I think, about the chase. But, like, he's not going to break it tonight. It's like, not so fast. Let us never forget the Ovechtrick commercial.
I did actually
the triple hat trick, 9-goal Ovechtrick. It was like for Verizon or something. I don't remember.
Like that. Our dear friend Kelly Hinkle reminded me of that earlier today. I'd completely forgotten about it. And the Ovechtrick, if it's going to happen, folks,
why not?
It might as well be tonight against this just dumpster fire of a Flyers team.
And listen, he's getting to do it. It's a possibility because in net, it is Sam Ersson, as we found out a little bit ago.
Yeah.
They didn't announce the starter at yesterday's practice. They practiced in Tampa and then came up to D.C., but had not announced a starter, but it got announced a few hours ago, like right around 5 o'clock. Ersson in net. Charlie tweeted it out. We saw it from the Flyers as well. He has obviously really been struggling lately. It's been a little bit since Ersson's last really strong game.
It has indeed been a while since he's had a strong game. It's been rough, man.
For Kelly Hinkle, it's been a while. But since Four Nations, as we've continued to point out with Sam Ersson, he is posting an .845 save percentage in 8 games. He's 3-3-1. 28 goals in the last 8 games, and
awesome.
.845 save percentage. It's gotten to the point now, after a strong start from Fedotov. Fedotov actually has better numbers. Now, obviously, in like 20 games as opposed to 35 or whatever Sam has, but it's .887 for Fedotov, and I think just under, I think it's .298 goals against, and Ersson is at .886. and .302. I mean, basically the same, but Fedotov actually somehow stronger numbers marginally.
That's why they call him Ivan the Great, Bill.
That's where
Ivan
we are.
The Great.
That's where we are with Sam Ersson right now. Just for a little house cleaning on him. Ovi got 2 on him last season, but Ovi's 2 goals against the Flyers this year, 1 against Fedotov last month, and an empty netter back in October. So he hasn't beaten Ersson this season. We'll see how it goes tonight. If just a little preview of the bets.
I was gonna say, do you want to get to the bets now? Because
we're thinking Ovi's gonna get it. But there are some like interesting things going on with this lineup, despite like John Tortorella telling us like we don't have any other guys. He said that a few games ago. I assume Hathaway is still out. We got an update on Risto. It's now week to week per Bill Meltzer. It was day to day. It was day to day, and now it has been changed to week. Risto's injury status. When asked if Tortorella sees Risto getting into a game anytime in the near future, his answer, no.
Just no.
Just no. That's great. We'll probably talk more about that in post game, but it really. Man, this is exactly what I was afraid of, not moving him when you had the opportunity. And now I don't know what kind of a market there was and how many teams even could take on his $5.1 million. The most important thing is not covering any of that salary in my mind. So maybe you just couldn't do it, but damn, that kind of hurts. If he's going to be out the rest of the year, how many teams are going to be interested in him? Yeah, the cap's going up, but he's hurt again for a second straight year, missing the end of the year. If the whole idea is, man, you need that size in the playoffs, well, he's not healthy at that time of year ever.
Oh, William. Let me tell you, this all goes straight to the top, okay? John Tortorella, this is a big-time conspiracy, okay, from John Tortorella
to keep him here?
To keep him here. The only way to keep him here at this point is if he's hurt, okay? That's how you keep your right-handed defenseman that apparently he can't live without. So I can do basic math, and the basic math says they're faking it, folks.
Honestly, I do hope that this is them being more cautious with a valuable asset than it is like a serious injury. Because when it happened, it was like, nah, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. And that kind of sounds a lot like what we heard about him last year when it was like, oh, yeah, he's just gone. He's on Ellis Island. We don't know. We don't know what the problem is. He just disappeared. But
the Bermuda Triangle is where Risto is at this point. Like, I have no idea. And it's like, yeah, they had a chance to trade. We don't know what the offers were. If you listen to, like, I remember Kevin Kurz was reporting that there wasn't that much of a market out there for him. But, like, and I don't know how much of that is spin leaked by the team or what, but it's frustrating to see him hurt again like this, especially like you always think of big guys, right? As like very solidly built, as reliable, durable guys. And like this dude's hurt every year.
Yeah, it kind of dispels that, like, well, we need the big guys because big guys beat up little guys and we need to be healthy going into the playoffs. Well, not that this team's going to the playoffs, but
it definitely is not.
You would probably have some buyer's remorse right now if you had Rasmus Ristolainen and maybe on a playoff team he's able to play through it, but say he's 75, 80%. He signed for 2 more years at $5.1 million. You're probably not all that excited. So if part of the concern was the injury history, well, not doing much to alleviate that at this point.
Let's just re-sign him now. 4 more years.
You know what? I honestly wonder if it was like legal if they would. And we do have some lines and pairs from Charlie. I just saw. It's going to be Cates with Forster and Brink. That line's back together. Coots with Lixell and TK. Paling, Tippett, Mishkov. That's interesting. All right.
Okay.
All right.
I got a little speed.
All right.
I mean, there's like 2, like, one very speedy guy, one somewhat speedy, one, moderately speedy guy, and a great playmaker. So, this could be fun. This
is interesting to me, going back to the Cates, Forster, Brink line, because I did want to talk about Bobby Brink a little. And kind of this, it maybe wasn't apparent all year, but he has really been stepping up lately. We've talked about the different opportunities young players are going to have in this lineup. And Bobby Brink is one of the guys really taking advantage of the opportunity. He had the big game a few games ago, 2 goals and an assist.
I believe that was last time I was here, Bill.
I believe it was.
Buckle up, folks.
On Monday, he played over 21 and a half minutes against Tampa, led the forwards in ice time, including a minute 8 on the penalty kill. So he is one of the guys that they are trying to figure out, okay, exactly how much can we put on him? Is he more than we thought? That Cates, Forster, Brink line for a time, I was like, you know what? All 3 guys playing well. I like what they're doing. I like how Bobby Brink has rounded out his game, but if I had to rank them, I'd be like, Brink is the 3rd guy on this line. But as we saw when it was broken up, Bobby Brink continued to look really good, and that line kind of fell back a little bit. They were not getting the same usage, not having the same results, not getting as much zone time, getting scored on a little bit more. I got to say, Bobby Brink has been one of the more impressive young players in a year where it feels like not everyone took a step. Like Tyson Forster, kind of exactly what he was last season. Good, like him. Want to see more though. I
was hoping he'd take a bigger step.
Yes, I was hoping he would get to that 25-30 goal range this year. I still think he has it in him, but it's just, all right, he's got 16 goals, I think. He's probably going to end right around the 20 he had last year. Not exactly a big step. Some other guys, okay, like Cam York, kind of disappointing season, dealing with injuries, just hasn't looked like the guy we saw for a lot of last season. I think Brink and Drysdale, kind of the exceptions to the disappointing season we've had from a lot of the young players. And I'm interested to see if he keeps using Brink in this way. And we know how much Torts likes that line. After putting all that ice time on Brink, I wonder if he's like, ooh, let's get that line back together and use them, against Ovi for 20 minutes tonight. I'm very interested to see how that goes.
I'm interested too. And Brink, I think at this point has to be a top 5 success storyline for this season. And there ain't much. There might not be 5 successful storylines for this team. But Brink is up there. Brink has been inspirational in the past few weeks. And, it's been nice to see somebody actually take a leap after seeing other guys take a step back. And I love his playmaking ability. And I'm glad he's getting more defensively responsible to add to that and ensure he keeps his ice time with Coach John Tortorella, because we know how much he does not like when you don't back check.
No. Other thing I wanted to ask you about, Jakob Pelletier, once again relegated. Who? Yes, exactly. The coach probably has the exact same reaction. John Tortorella, I think it was yesterday, said, I'm coaching to win every game. I know we want to give guys a shot and, win to what end, I understand, but I don't think that way. And it's like, okay, a coach, that's how most coaches are wired. They're competitive. They're going to do what they can, but there does have to be a balance. And I'm not saying Jakob Pelletier is going to be a top 6, forward in the NHL, but he is the big part of the return for a couple of guys who were long time lineup staples here. You got the second round pick too. Okay, whatever. But you got Andrei Kuzmenko. You turned him into a third rounder or something. Okay, but it's exactly Jakob Pelletier is the tangible thing that we have from that trade. It seemed like Calgary liked him. Calgary fans liked him. I'd just like to see him get a little bit of a shot playing not with Nick Delorier and Rodrigo Abels. No disrespect to those guys, but
I think you can disrespect him a little bit.
I think they played 10 minutes last game, or maybe it was 2 games ago where it was and that's double how much they normally play. They're 5 or 6 minutes. I don't know what we can learn about Pelletier, who is due a contract. He's an RFA. It's not like you're losing him or anything, but figure out what the hell he is.
I want to see something.
If you won't give us Grebenkin,
give us Grebby. We want it's Grebby time. Make it happen, guys. I want to know what the hell this guy is. And guess what? None of these games matter at this point. This is not a team making the playoffs. It's a team horrifically losing boring games and just pissing off the season ticket holders and everything. It's just we have to see something. We have to see anything. And it's not like the guys they traded him for are doing anything. Morgan Frost has 5 points in 17 games for the Flames at this point.
Of course he does.
Right? But and it's not like Pelletier has that high an upside, but
no,
you're right.
He's a player.
He is a player. He's a warm body. And you're right. He was probably the biggest player you got back in that deal.
I would like to see him get a shot. Maybe when the lines get mixed up, maybe in these final, after tonight, 12 games. And that leads us to the tank. That's right. It is on, Steve. It is on.
Tank.
It is on in full force. The Flyers are, I believe, 2-7-1 in their last 10. They have 13 games left. And when you take a look at this schedule, it does soften up next week, but also, the Flyers are bad too. Montreal, are they a good team? No, but they're way better than the Flyers. They're trying to still, they still have a shot to make the playoffs. Buffalo's been on a little run. Ottawa, obviously, the playoff team. The New York teams are what they are, but the Rangers are still holding on to a playoff spot-ish, or at least in the mix.
They got more talent than us, that's for sure. That Buffalo
all these
game
teams
is a must-lose.
The 2 Buffalo games, must lose.
Must lose.
You have to lose.
TK, I don't care who you're scratching in that game.
Honestly, bring up the Phantoms. Call it an emergency. Yeah. Bring up the whole team. Say everyone has the measles or something like in Mighty Ducks. Whatever it is.
I think they're going around right now.
It just is what it is. But you look at these final 13 games, and man, there's a really good chance the Flyers' draft odds improve even more. And they've done it, Steve. They have fallen to the bottom 5. They are currently fifth from the bottom. They have the 5th best lottery odds. Tune into postgame for our Tankathon spin. But it seemed like, okay, it's going to take a couple of teams kind of turning things around a little. And Pittsburgh has started winning some games. Anaheim's been winning some games. Buffalo moves up, and if you're in that 4 spot, man, that is a great place to be, as long as you don't move back. Obviously, like the top 4 seems to be really where you want to be, with Schaefer at 1 and then the 3 centers. Like, okay, if you're in the top 4, you're going to get exactly what this team needs, it seems.
And we need any of that, we need defense or center.
As much as like center is the big hole in the lineup, do you like this defense? Because I don't.
I like pieces of this defense.
Yeah, I think there's aspects of a good defense here, but
it's an incomplete grade, right? Like there's aspects of it, but like you need more pieces to really have a proper competitive defense in this league. And like, yeah, I like Travis Sanheim, but Travis Sanheim ain't a 1. He's somebody who can complement a 1, like in the way like Ivan Provorov, whatever your thoughts on him may be, and there's many. When you put him with the right partner, he could be part of a top pairing, Matt Niskanen, for instance. But when you don't have him with the right partner, he could be an outright disaster. And the same thing can be said of Sanheim. So Sanheim's a guy that he can be a big part of this team, and you'll have to because you can't really move that contract. But like you can, if you find the right guy to pair with him, you could have a really solid defense. And York, Drysdale, there are pieces of this. Rasmus Ristolainen, if you're John Tortorella, you might believe that, but we all know the truth here. You got to move them as soon as they can.
Have to.
You have to.
But that's now, and like just thinking about, okay, I'm hoping this Risto thing is more about protecting the asset than it is how the severity of his injury. We know, obviously, hockey, very protective, and Risto seems like even more secretive than most guys in terms of what we learn about his injuries. We never actually know what they are.
No.
That said, like, okay, say they're just protecting Risto. Should they not kind of do the same thing with TK? Like, if my theory is correct and he's hurt, now how hurt, we'll see at the end of the season if he has a procedure done. But if he needs a procedure, why the hell aren't they telling him, go get it now and then hit shorten your recovery time, be more healthy when camp gets here, be more healthy, like... What is the point of running TK into the ground when he's playing bad? He can't score. It behooves us to lose. Like, I don't see how running TK out there, if he is actually hurt, is helping this team at all.
Whatever you got to do, get him out of the lineup, okay? Get some Phantoms in there. Get Grabenkin. Get Samu up. Why not? Let's bring Samu up. Oh, wait, Samu's hurt, I think.
Yeah, I think Samu is out now.
Well, guess what? Whoever's healthy, just bring him on up because
give me Grebby.
Team, give me Grebby. I like Grebby. But like
some Giovanni Smith fights, maybe?
Sure. Why not? Anything's entertaining at this point compared to what this slop we've been given is. I want fun, but I also want to lose these games.
Yeah.
Lose them all because they don't matter, but the tank matters very much. You want that top pick. This team needs that top pick. And yeah, they have 3 first-round picks this year, but one of them is the one that really matters, and it's the one they own and the one they need to be really bad for.
And like the others, Colorado, Edmonton, those are going to be like 25 at best, Like just looking at the way, yes, one of Colorado or Dallas might go out in the first round, and that's great.
Cool.
But okay, so we get the 22nd pick or whatever. Like that's the one that matters. Try to make it as great as possible. All right, and now that leads us to tonight's bets. That's right. This pregame pick segment is brought to you by Bet365. Use code PHLY365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and physically located in PA. If you or someone who knows a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And the tank is certainly on. I am going to take the very first bet tonight. The Caps plus 105 at -1.5 goals. I will absolutely take that puck line. The Washington Capitals are 12 points up on the Canes for the top spot in the East. They're a few percentage points up on the Jets in the President's Trophy race. They're really freaking good, and the Flyers are not. We also know Torts is never shy about pulling the goalie. If this game is somehow close, like it could go from a 1-goal game to a 2-goal game very easy. I was even looking at maybe some Flyers team total under numbers because not only do the Caps score a ton, they have the second best goals against average in the league as well.
And on top of that, Bill, I was looking up the splits for the goaltender tonight, who I believe is Lindgren.
Charlie Lindgren.
Lindgren.
He kills us.
Charlie Lindgren's numbers against the Flyers are ridiculous. He has played 7 games against the Flyers. He's 5-0-2, 941 save percentage, and a 154 GAA.
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
So Washington Capitals on the puck line at plus 105. And then obviously some Ovi props, because that's like half the point of watching the game, probably more, is seeing Alex Ovechkin. He needs 8 goals to chase down Wayne Gretzky and top him. He needs 7 to tie. Now, yeah, it's unlikely he gets 8 goals tonight, but I am going to take.
Let's do it.
I am going to take his anytime goal at even money, just because you have to. 51 goals in 77 career games against the Flyers. I found this interesting. 32 regular season hat tricks for Ovi. He's never scored a hat trick against the Flyers. He does have 8 regular season 2-goal games against Philly, according to StatMuse. A couple more in the postseason as well. The number for 2+ goals is plus 550. Hat trick is 25-1. But we're going with the anytime goal at even money. And we're going to get him with the last goal. Like I said, Torts never shy about pulling the goalie.
Not shy about anything, really.
Ovi gets
except for Ristolainen's injuries.
Yeah. Ovi gets a ton of empty netters. He's got 8 this season, I believe. All-time leader with 65. Gretzky's second with 56. So if he's going to score, there's a really good chance it's the last goal of the game on an empty net. Plus 650. If you get that with the anytime goal, it pays twice. Why the hell not?
Why the hell not?
So those are our bets tonight. And I do want to get more into this in post-game, just like what the Capitals are and the expectations. But, man, he's like... them and the Jets in the fight for the President's Trophy right now.
And it's been all year.
Yeah, it's been all year. And it's not like, this isn't a team that's doing it with smoke and mirrors. You just look at what they're doing. They only have 8 loser points. They have 38 regulation wins, which is tied with the Jets for first. Plus 72 goal differential. That's only Winnipeg's is better. 248 total goals. 3.63 goals a game. That's both leading the NHL. Like, they're awesome.
My favorite thing that I looked up when I was doing pregame research was so they don't have any players that are over a point a game right now, but they have Strome, who's very close. Yeah. They have 8 players with 40-plus points right now. Strome, Protas, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Tom Wilson, Alex Ovechkin, McMichael, Carlson, and Chychrun. So 8 players with 40-plus. You know how many the Flyers have, Bill?
1, 2? 2. Yeah.
It's 2. TK and Mishkov. That's it.
Yeah. That's they really did a hell of a job, because last year we're just like, all right, they get in, Flyers give them help pulling the goalie, even though it was already over. Yeah, they screwed the Pittsburgh Penguins. That was fun.
I almost forgot about all that, because it's just been quite a long season, and that was pretty funny.
Yeah, like the Flyers had already been eliminated, but Torts maintained like, yeah, I didn't know on the bench, so I pulled him because we needed a win in regulation, and it helps the Caps, and they get into the playoffs. But we're like, okay, they're not good.
That's what's so jarring to me about the Caps being where they are now, is they barely beat out the stinking Flyers last year to make the playoffs, and now they're like one of the best teams in the NHL, if not the best team in the NHL. So that turnaround, what they've done, what they've built, is impressive, but also inexplicable. So I'm looking forward to getting into that after the game. It is explicable and inexplicable at the same time.
You look at Bet365 Stanley Cup odds, Steve, and while Caps clearly better than last year, they're gonna win or finish, or like they're at least going to be the top seed in the East, if not top seed in the entire playoff.
Possibly clinching a spot tonight, right?
Could clinch a spot tonight. I'll run through those scenarios in a second. But you look at the Stanley Cup odds, they're 5th to win the Cup behind Florida, Dallas, Edmonton, and Colorado. And you think, like, okay, that makes sense. Those are all really good teams. but none of them have been nearly as good as the Washington Capitals have for all of this season. You see the Jets down there at 12-1, like they're the other team that could win the President's Trophy. It's like, yeah, we don't think they can even get out of their division.
Probably have the best goaltender in the league.
Yeah, like
too.
best goalie in the league.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we don't think they can get out of their division. When you look at those odds, like, do you think they're like a real Can they go to the conference final? Like right now, would you be like, the conference final is going to be Washington and X?
If you asked me today, I'd say no. But if the question is, can they versus will they? Like, yes, they can. Do I think they will? I'm thinking no, but I've been wrong about this team all year. So don't quote me on that.
And they made some savvy moves. They got a distressed asset in Pierre-Luc Dubois, and it seems to have really worked out. I think he's over 60 points for the season. He's been really freaking good for them. Obviously, Ovi is timeless, but they go out and get Logan Thompson because they're like, yeah, Charlie Lindgren was good. Is he going to carry us the way he did at the end of last season? I doubt it. And no, he's just been average for them, but Logan Thompson's been awesome for them.
And that's a big part of that. I did not know that Thompson trade was going to work out for them like that, and it's been tremendous.
It really has. And so, yeah, the Caps are here just as they were almost a year ago. It was April 16th, 2024, when they clinched the spot against us. And then the next night, the Penguin, whatever. But they get that playoff spot. Now, they have a chance on March 20th to clinch a playoff spot once again against the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, they need some help. There's 3 scenarios in which they earn a playoff spot tonight. It's funny, like there's only one team eliminated, and now we can have our first playoff clinch. The Sharks have actually been mathematically eliminated.
That's tanking right there.
That's really there's something special going on.
Out just after St. Patty's Day. That's the way to go.
That's incredible, quite honestly. But there's 3 scenarios for the Caps to clinch a playoff spot tonight. They defeat the Flyers in regulation, and any result in the Islanders-Habs game other than an Islanders regulation win. So they win, and the Islanders don't win in regulation. They defeat the Flyers in overtime or shootout, and the Islanders lose to the Canadiens in any fashion. Or 3, they lose to the Flyers in overtime or a shootout, so they get a point, and the Blue Jackets lose to the Panthers in any fashion, and the Islanders lose to the Canadiens in regulation. Yes, it's complicated, but there are scenarios in which the Caps can make the playoffs. That's the point of this. And
they're making it, folks.
It's just wild to think a year ago, they get in on, it was game 82, thanks to us. And then they go out and 4 to the Rangers, just like we all kind of predicted was going to happen to those 2 teams that were going to get in, the Islanders and the Caps. They both get smoked. Now, they're not my favorite, but damn, they've been really freaking good.
Dude, it's an impressive season. It is just super impressive what they've done. What Ovechkin is doing at his age is ridiculous right now. Like, the man is close to 40. With his hair, he looks like he's close to 60, and he's playing like he's 25.
It's unbelievable that, like, he missed a month, basically. He missed, like, 16 games, and he's going to break the record. Like, unless he just goes cold, which I don't see why that would happen. He's Alex Ovechkin. Like, he is still awesome at putting the puck in the net at this age. He's not a 50, 60 goal scorer anymore, but he hit 30 last year after he had 8 in the first half. He's over 30 this year. He's freaking good.
People thought he was cooked, Bill. They thought he was cooked. He is not cooked.
There have been a couple of times in his career you go, it's just fallen off a little. And then every time he has bounced back. And honestly now, with him 8 away from breaking the record, it's such a bummer that we won't get him. Maybe he could. I mean, the way he's doing it, but he's chasing 1,000. If his rookie season, half of 12-13, and the 2 pandemic seasons never had. Like, even if just one of those seasons is a full season where he's well past this record, and it's just wild how good he's been for this long.
Just an unbelievable talent, and having him in the division for as long as we've had to deal with him in our lifetime, him and Crosby, is just a nightmare.
It is just, how did they end up being not only the players they were supposed to be, but for this long and in this up against us multiple times it just sucks.
It sucks.
One day, Matt, hopefully one day Caps and Penguins fans will be saying this about Matvei Mishkov and, I don't know, James Hagans, Michael Misa, whatever. All right.
Anybody.
That is all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers Pregame, presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use code PHLY365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. We'll be back as soon as this thing goes final with postgame, so make sure you're following us right here on the YouTube page. Set that reminder bell so you never miss when we go live. Follow us on Twitter at PHLY_Flyers. That's where I do all my in-game tweeting. And follow the podcast as well, wherever you get those. Just search PHLY Flyers. That's it. I'm Bill Matz. That's Steve Jaco. Until postgame, let's go Tank.
Let's go Tank.
We all silly like the mayor.